13 Costco emergency items that'll be worth gold in crisis. Maui burned in August 2023. Residents had minutes to evacuate before flames consumed entire neighborhoods. Over 100 people died. Survivors who grabbed emergency supplies lived. Those who assumed help would arrive quickly suffered for days without water, food, or power. Hurricane Ian killed over 150 people in Florida while leaving millions without electricity for weeks. The Pacific Northwest heat dome killed over 800 people who thought extreme weather happened somewhere else. Emergencies arrive without appointments. They strike places that seemed safe yesterday. The difference between crisis and catastrophe comes down to preparation completed before warnings sound. Costco sells 13 items totaling $600 to $1,200 that cover water, food, power, medical, shelter, and safety needs for extended emergencies. One shopping trip builds protection that serves for years. This video breaks down exactly what to buy and why each item becomes priceless when normal disappears. Section 1. Water storage containers. 3 days without water kills regardless of every other preparation. Municipal water systems require electricity that disappears during emergencies. Contamination events force boil orders or complete shutoffs. Water storage containers from Costco costing $15 to $25 each solve the problem before it becomes fatal. The Reliance Aquatainer and similar 5 to 7 gallon containers provide purpose-built water storage with spigots for controlled dispensing. 1 gallon per person per day covers minimum drinking needs. 3 gallons per person per day covers drinking, cooking, and basic sanitation. A family of 4 requires 12 gallons daily for basic survival. 72 hours of supply means 36 gallons minimum. For 7-gallon containers, hold 28 gallons and cost approximately $100 total. 8 containers provide a full week of supply. Fill containers with regular tap water, which contains chlorine that prevents bacterial growth for 6 to 12 months. Store in cool, dark locations away from chemicals or gasoline. Replace water annually or add water preservation drops for extended storage. Every emergency begins with water or ends because of water. Storage containers purchased today prevent desperation later. Section 2. Canned protein bulk packs. Protein maintains muscle function, stabilizes blood sugar, and provides sustained energy that carbohydrates alone cannot deliver. Physical labor during emergencies increases protein requirements. Stress accelerates protein breakdown. Kirkland's signature canned chicken, tuna, and salmon provide complete protein ready to eat directly from the can. $15 to $25 buys multi-packs containing enough protein for multiple days. No cooking required, no water required, no fuel consumed. Open the can and eat immediately. This simplicity matters when infrastructure fails completely. Commercial canning creates shelf stability lasting to 5 years minimum. Actual safety extends decades when seals remain intact. No refrigeration required. Temperature variations cause no harm. Pest-resistant metal packaging prevents contamination that damages other stored foods. Each can delivers 30 to 40 grams of complete protein. Combined with stored carbohydrates like rice or crackers, canned protein creates balanced meals that maintain health during extended emergencies. The ready-to-eat nature eliminates dependency on cooking capability that may not exist. Rotate stock using first-in, first-out principle. Check cans for damage before storing. Discard any bulging or leaking containers. Cool, dry storage maximizes already impressive shelf life. Section 3. Portable power station. Smartphones contain emergency contacts, critical information, and communication capability that disappears when batteries die. Medical devices like CPAP machines and insulin pumps require power that outlets stop providing during outages. Portable power stations costing $200 to $500 at Costco solve these problems without generator noise, exhaust, or fuel storage. A 500 watt-hour station provides 30 to 50 smartphone charges or 8 to 10 laptop charges. CPAP machines run 3 to 5 nights on a single charge. Smaller stations fit in evacuation bags, while larger units power small appliances. Silent operation allows indoor use without carbon monoxide risk. No fuel means no dangerous storage requirements. Instant power availability requires no starting procedures or warm-up time. Recharging happens through wall outlets before emergencies, car outlets during evacuation, or solar panels during extended outages. Multiple charging options ensure continuous capability regardless of circumstances. Section 4. Emergency radio hand crank solar. Cell towers fail during widespread emergencies. Internet service disappears when power systems collapse. Radio signals continue broadcasting regardless of infrastructure damage because radio transmitters operate on backup power designed for exactly these situations. Emergency radios with hand crank and solar charging from Costco cost $30 to $80 and receive AM, FM, and NOAA weather band frequencies. 1 minute of hand cranking produces 15 to 30 minutes of operation. Solar panels charge batteries during daylight hours. Triple redundancy ensures continuous access. NOAA weather radio broadcasts severe weather alerts 24 hours daily on dedicated frequencies. Automatic alerts activate for emergencies in your specific area. Evacuation orders, shelter locations, and safety instructions arrive through radio when no other information source functions. Beyond radio reception, emergency radios include flashlights for visibility, USB ports for slow smartphone charging, and SOS alarms for signaling rescue teams. One compact device serves multiple survival functions simultaneously. Test monthly by cranking and listening to ensure function. Store in accessible locations rather than buried in closets. Include one in vehicle emergency kits for situations where home access becomes impossible. Section 5. First Aid Kit Comprehensive. Debris creates cuts, falls create fractures. Burns occur around emergency cooking and heating. Glass breaks and slices unprotected skin. Medical care becomes unavailable or overwhelmed during widespread emergencies. First aid kits costing $30 to $80 at Costco address injuries when professional help cannot arrive. Comprehensive kits containing 200 to 500 pieces include bandages, gauze, medical tape, antiseptic wipes, antibiotic ointment, pain relievers, tweezers, scissors, CPR masks, and emergency blankets. Quality kits exceed OSHA and ANSI requirements for workplace safety. Blisters deserve specific attention because foot damage disables evacuation capability entirely. Add moleskin to any kit. Apply at first the sensation of rubbing before blisters form. Prevention takes seconds, while treatment takes days. Supplement standard kits with family-specific needs. Children require child-appropriate medications and dosages. Elderly may need glucose tablets or nitroglycerin. Allergies demand EpiPens. Chronic conditions require specific supplies that standard kits never include. Section 6. LED lanterns multi-pack. Flashlights illuminate where you point them. Lanterns illuminate entire rooms where families actually live during emergencies. Costco sells LED lantern multi-packs for $20 to $50 that provide area lighting lasting days on single battery sets. Modern LED lanterns deliver 50 to 200 hours on low settings using common batteries. One lantern per occupied room provides ambient light for cooking, reading, moving safely, and maintaining normalcy that darkness destroys. Safety advantages over candles eliminate fire risks entirely. No open flames means no fire danger during already stressful situations. No supervision required means lanterns operate safely while you sleep. No smoke or soot means indoor air quality stays healthy. Children and elderly benefit most from consistent ambient lighting. Falls increase dramatically in darkness. Confusion worsens without visual orientation. Anxiety escalates in unfamiliar dark environments. Remove batteries for long-term storage to prevent corrosion damage. Store batteries separately in waterproof containers. Test lanterns and batteries every 6 months. Keep one lantern immediately accessible on nightstands or kitchen counters for instant access when power fails without warning. Section 7. Fire Extinguishers Multipack. Fire risk increases dramatically during emergencies. Candle use spikes during power outages. Alternative heating creates combustion hazards. Camp stove cooking moves flames indoors. Damaged electrical systems arc and ignite. Fire department response slows when crews respond to multiple simultaneous emergencies. Costco sells ABC-rated fire extinguisher multi-packs for $40 to $70. ABC rating covers ordinary combustibles, flammable liquids, and electrical fires. One extinguisher type handles every common household fire scenario. Strategic placement determines whether fires get suppressed or spread. Kitchen placement addresses cooking fires. Garage placement covers flammable liquid storage. Bedroom area placement enables nighttime response. Near alternative heating equipment provides immediate access during the scenarios most likely to cause fires. The pass technique guides operation. Pull the pin. Aim at the base of flames rather than the flames themselves. Squeeze the handle steadily. Sweep side to side across the fire base. Stand 6 to 8 feet away. Evacuate immediately if the fire does not respond to initial suppression. Check pressure gauges monthly. Professional inspection annually maintains readiness. Replace at expiration dates. Ensure every family member knows locations and operation procedures. Section 8. 5-gallon buckets with lids. Emergency sanitation collapses when toilets stop flushing. Power outages disable municipal sewage pumping. Water main breaks eliminate flushing capability. Septic systems fail during floods. 5-gallon buckets costing $5 to $10 each at Costco solve the sanitation problem that nobody wants to discuss until it becomes urgent. Line buckets with heavy trash bags. Add sawdust, cat litter, or lime after each use to cover waste. Seal with tight-fitting lids to contain odor. One bucket serves a family for multiple days before requiring disposal. Beyond sanitation, buckets collect rainwater, transport water from external sources, store bulk foods with mylar liners, organize supplies, protect documents from moisture, and serve as seats, step stools, and work surfaces. The emergency toilet function alone justifies investment. Sanitation breakdown causes disease spread that historically killed more disaster victims than disasters themselves. Cholera, dysentery, and typhoid return immediately when human waste contaminates water or living spaces. Section 9. Bleach unscented bulk. 8 drops of unscented bleach per gallon of clear water creates safe drinking water from contaminated sources. 1 gallon of bleach treats approximately 3,800 gallons of water. $10 to $15 at Costco provides water purification capability for months of emergency use. Chlorination eliminated epidemic waterborne disease from developed nations. Without functioning water treatment systems, cholera, typhoid, and dysentery return within days. Manual water treatment using household bleach prevents these killers at household level. Beyond water purification, bleach disinfects surfaces, sanitizes food preparation areas, treats toilet and sanitation equipment, cleans contaminated wounds at high dilution, and prevents disease transmission throughout living spaces during crisis conditions. The critical requirement involves purchasing only plain unscented bleach. Splashless formulas contain thickeners unsafe for water treatment. Scented versions contain additives that do not belong in drinking water. Color-safe varieties lack sufficient sodium hypochlorite concentration. Store in cool, dark locations in original containers. Bleach loses potency gradually, so use increased drops as the product ages beyond 6 to 12 months. Rotate stock annually for maximum effectiveness. Metal containers react with bleach, so original plastic containers provide safest storage. Section 10. Plastic sheeting and tarps. Damaged roofs leak water that destroys everything beneath them. Broken windows expose interiors to weather and intruders. Contamination events require sealing indoor spaces from outdoor air. Plastic sheeting and tarps costing $15 to $40 at Costco address all these scenarios. Heavy-duty tarps protect damaged roofs until permanent repairs become possible. Plastic sheeting covers broken windows immediately after breakage. Combined with duct tape, plastic creates sealed safe rooms during chemical or biological contamination events. Shelter-in-place instructions during industrial accidents specify sealing rooms with plastic and tape. Prepositioned materials enable rapid response when authorities issue warnings. Cutting plastic to window size after warnings wastes critical time. Beyond structure protection, plastic sheeting creates ground moisture barriers under sleeping areas, rain catchment surfaces for water collection, improvised shelter components when combined with rope, and wind blocks in exposed locations. Section 11. Work gloves multi-pack. Hands perform every survival task. Cutting, building, clearing, carrying, and repairing all require functional hands. One deep laceration or severe burn disables capability that nothing replaces. Work gloves costing $15 to $30 from multi-packs at Costco protect the tools you cannot survive without. Emergency debris includes broken glass, splintered wood, sharp metal, exposed nails, and hot surfaces. Unprotected hands suffer damage in minutes of debris clearing that protected hands avoid entirely. Medical care unavailable during emergencies means injuries become permanent impairments. Multiple pairs serve multiple purposes and multiple people. Heavy leather gloves protect during debris work. Mechanics gloves maintain dexterity for detailed tasks. Different family members need appropriately sized pairs. Backups prevent single-point failure when gloves wear through or become lost. Lending gloves to unprepared neighbors builds community cooperation. Protecting volunteers who help with recovery earns goodwill. Extra pairs cost dollars but create connections worth far more during extended emergencies. Store gloves dry to prevent mildew. Pair together for quick access. Include variety for different task types. Replace when worn through because damaged gloves protect nothing. Section 12. Emergency food supply bucket. Grocery stores empty within hours of emergency announcements. Supply chains require weeks to restore after major disruptions. Refrigerated food spoils within days of power loss. Emergency food buckets costing $100 to $250 at Costco provide 30 days of meals requiring only water and minimal heating. Freeze-dried emergency food maintains 25 to 30-year shelf life under proper storage conditions. Buy once in store for decades without rotation or replacement. The insurance policy never expires, never spoils, and remains ready whenever needed. Complete meals rather than individual ingredients. Simplify preparation, add water, heat if possible, and eat. Variety prevents food fatigue that makes eating difficult during stress. Calorie counts and nutrition balance already calculated by manufacturers. Supplement emergency buckets with other stored foods for comprehensive nutrition. Consider activity level when calculating needs because physical labor during emergencies increases caloric requirements significantly. Children and elderly have different nutritional requirements than active adults. Section 13. Prescription medications. Over half of Americans take prescription medications. Many are life-sustaining. Heart medications, blood thinners, insulin, thyroid medications, and psychiatric medications prevent death or serious harm when taken consistently. Pharmacies close during emergencies. Supply chains fail during widespread disruptions. Going without critical medications kills. Costco Pharmacy fills 90-day prescriptions at prices often significantly below other pharmacies. Federal law does not require membership for pharmacy services. Mail order options simplify ongoing supply maintenance. Hurricane Katrina killed patients who could not access medications. COVID-19 created prescription shortages. Pharmacy damage during disasters destroys medications or makes them inaccessible. Refrigerated medications spoil during extended power outages without backup power. Maintain 30 to 90-day buffer supplies whenever possible. Rotate stock using oldest medications first, Check expiration dates regularly. Store premedication instructions regarding temperature and light. Refrigerated medications like insulin require backup power planning. Portable power stations or coolers with ice extend viability during outages. Carry medications during any evacuation regardless of destination or expected duration. Create written lists of all medications, dosages, prescribing doctors, and pharmacy information. Store copies in emergency bags, wallets, and phones. 13 items from Costco totaling $600 to $1,200 creates emergency preparation covering water, food, power, medical, lighting, safety, sanitation, shelter, and communication needs. Each category addresses survival requirements that emergencies create. Together they build resilience that transforms crisis into manageable inconvenience. FEMA statistics show most households maintain less than 3 days of emergency supplies. Recent disasters prove 3 days falls dramatically short of actual need. Maui survivors waited weeks for full-service restoration. Texas residents suffered for days in freezing homes. Hurricane victims endured weeks without power. The investment costs less than a single emergency hotel night during evacuation. It costs less than emergency supply markups during panic buying. It costs immeasurably less than suffering through emergencies without preparation. Costco membership pays for itself through emergency preparation savings alone. The bulk quantities and quality standards provide value that other retailers cannot match. One shopping trip this month builds protection that serves for years. The emergency food bucket lasts decades. The water containers refill indefinitely. The power station recharges for years of service. Emergencies happen to people who believe emergencies happen to other people. Preparation happens only through deliberate action. Visit Costco before circumstances make the trip impossible.